Hi-ho, friendolas, and welcome back to the big number 1-5 of Yakshas. Big 1-5. As usual, I'm going to start this session off by making my players do my work for me. So, Mr. Gunner, because I can see your face, pick a number.
1.
1? All right. Mike, you're next in line.
We'll go for 2.
All right. Computer King, you're next in line.
3.
Nice. Everyone's in a row like little duckies, just the way I want it.
Recently chosen last since the start of the game.
I'm sorry, maybe if you weren't always at the bottom of
Daniel,
the Discord.
Daniel, would
Yeah.
you like 2?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I never really care. It just made me laugh. I was like, he's gonna list me last again, isn't he?
Well, there you go. You might get listed last, but now you have to do it. So
Fuck if I remember what happened.
Ha!
Frank beat up a little boy.
little.
He's an
He's
18-year-old
18. He's
That's
a
a little
Yaksha.
He is now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jumped into the game.
So Frank beat up a little Yaksha.
Indiana decides I'm gonna go face Gowan, teach him what's up, and you know what? Open up a bay in the mech hangar because we might have another mech, whether he's alive or not. So she goes out there, and then she proceeds to just stomp his ass for a second. Then she gets choked out almost, gets a little excited, so she beats him up some more, nearly cuts off his hand, and then they head back because he made a promise that she was like, if you lose, you have to join us, and him being a knight has to keep his word. So, and he finally realized what really happened with Indiana, but that's not important. Not like no, he learned that Indiana, was infected and that the doctor was going to kill her and that the captain probably would have killed her. So she killed the doctor, or was it killed the captain and injured the doctor?
No,
Killed the doctor. Never touched Sir Arthur.
Yeah, killed the doctor and ran away. And so Guyman was like, "Well, that's kind of shit. What happened to you? I'm sorry, man." And so he's joined us. That's totally how it happened.
That's totally not how it happened, but okay. That's how you'd like to think it happened.
Yes. So they show back up. I have a meeting with the captain, and I give. Was that when I completed her invisible arm? No,
Yes.
yeah.
You put the invisibility coating on it.
And then she gut punched me, and I was like, "Yow!"
Yeah,
And
I
so
thought you
I
were
was
about to say yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna send Frank up there to get punched, but he wouldn't go. And then we all decided to go because we had to report, hey, we have a new member. And she also told me, she's like, oh, by the way, I'm recruiting Mur for Yaksha. And Sin was like, all right,
Heh.
this'll be fun. And so we all report up there, and she doesn't punch Frank. That's really all I remember from the meeting. I was really upset she didn't punch Frank with her new invisible arm. But you know
Not
what?
yet.
Not yet. But yeah, she let everyone know, hey, Mur's gonna be a Yaksha. Frank's like, yeah, that's cool. Uh-huh. Yep, I'm okay with this. I'll make sure he rises up to be a great Yaksha. We're like, oh man, look at that Frank being a great dad, taking up the mantle. And then she's like, and Gowan's gonna be joining us, and I have my mech, so I'll be joining you now because it's got mega power. And so we're like, cool, we just got like 3 new Yakshas on our side. Fuck yeah, almost doubled our capacity there. So Murr and Frank go off on their own. Sin kind of goes off on his own. Howler goes off on his own, I think. Yeah, and then Indiana, everyone goes off on their own. We'll get to that stuff today, I think. All we know is Frank was like, "Well, Mur, let me go show you what it's like to be a Yaksha. I'm so proud of you, son." Takes him to the combat training rooms. Like,
He did
okay,
not say, "I'm so proud of you, son."
first things first. Smack! It just breaks his nose right off the fucking bat and slams the
No,
kid.
that's also
No.
not how it happened.
And then just punches him over and over and over again. Won't let the kid get up.
No,
he's-
he ended with the nose.
And he's like, "Welcome to
He's-
be a Yaksha kid."
He started by letting Mur punch him like
Well,
fucking
he
full on
started by
haymaker in the
making-
jaw.
He started by making Mur agree to basically
Hey,
the terms and
hey.
conditions of being a Yaksha
If
3
he
times.
gets to butcher my story, he gets to butcher your
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
I guess if Daniel gets chosen, he does get to butcher everyone's story.
I guess if you guys want what really happened, you're just
and,
gonna have to go back and watch that episode.
Exactly.
Watch the
And-
VOD.
And Set and Kong don't get along.
Oh, they
that was
hate
that was
each
the
other.
main takeaway. Set and Kong don't get along.
Yeah,
I really want to
King's a
see.
King's a little bastard, apparently.
I really want to see how they interact with the Agni.
Burn,
Uh,
burn. I want to burn. Is that all you know? Yes, burn.
No, the
Yeah.
Agni is cold and calculating.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
Agni
like we
is
should be
fucking
orchestrating
Hal.
this behind the scenes, honestly.
The Agni is the HAL 9000.
Yeah.
But
So I've decided I'm going to have Set create a copy of himself to run the Calliope when Methuselah is in the what's her thing called?
the White Valkyrie.
In the White Valkyrie, yeah. That's perfectly acceptable. There's nothing wrong with Set running the Calliope for a short period.
It's not like he was built to be a very bad computer virus or anything.
He's improved. He's better. He went through rehab, aka me, and he's growing up. He's becoming a real boy.
A real boy.
Yeah, I want a body. That also happened, everyone, by the way. That was a real thing. Set was like, I want a body. And everyone was like, no, don't give that thing a body.
But it's just slightly more advanced than this one. Are you saying it is impossible?
Yeah, no, Daniel, you can't butcher your own story here. Sin was definitely like, yeah, no, we can maybe do that.
Yeah, he totally is down for it. And everyone's like, that's a crime.
More of a crime than anything else we've done here?
Exactly. Like, you could say it's a sin.
Well, here's the thing. Technically, according to international law, John and Sin are technically breaking the law because they unshackled their NHP and are letting them become full-on AI.
Technically, though.
I mean, if no one knows that they're true AI,
Anyone raises an issue, we'll just have Kong nuke them again.
that only works so many times.
You can't do that. You can't unshackle your. I'm sorry. I launched a mortar.
You can only nuke so many people before people realize you might do that. And they nuke you first.
God.
Hey, what's
But,
I have a fix for that next time when we come up on our next license level.
What'll happen is, Captain, we have a contact off the starboard. Okay, ship? No, plane. What kind of plane? Looks to be a B-29, ma'am. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Balls. Oh, balls.
And no, it's operated by drone. Sin smiles.
Fuck.
Captain, I got us a nuke.
Jesus.
Instead of we
God.
bought a zoo, it's we bought a nuke.
Anyways, let's continue with the story now. We're good.
Yeah. We're gonna actually start with with an opening scene. We have a cold open, as it were, and we see the outside of the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, still as it was, whatever you want to call it, and zooms in. We see this woman who's got she's sitting at the Oval Office. Redhead, glasses, looks tired as shit. Just, writing, signing papers, legislation, things like that. And just behind her, looking out the window, is this 7.5 foot tall, 450 pound man. Huge. Probably about half as wide as he is tall. And that's saying something. These big, muscly arms. And he's wearing a 4-star general's outfit with a tie that's got a bolo underneath it. He's got a tie underneath his tie.
God.
And
We're watching Dallas.
we-
This is an episode of Dallas, guys.
he's rubbing at his very nice, very clipped beard. Kind of got sandy blonde hair. And his phone starts vibrating. He picks up and he's like, hello? And we hear a voice talking. It's just going on. This person's not stopping to let someone else talk. They're just talking. He's like, huh? Slow down. I can't understand you. Pizza? Oh, I didn't order any pizza. Man present. You order anything? And she just turns in her seat and looks over at him like he's insane. Before he's like, so anyway, I didn't order. Hung up. How do you like that? She sighs and is like, how many calls like that has that been? 16 today, ma'am. 4 for me, 12 for you. But it's an important day tomorrow, so things like that are going to happen. She nods and looks a little worried and finally pushes all the papers away from her and stands up. She's like, on that note, I think that I'm going to head to bed early. Tomorrow's going to be, I don't know, something feels wrong. This big man just turns and looks at her very sternly like a father would and says, man present, nothing's going to happen to you as long as my fat ass is around to save you.
I like this dude. Can we keep him?
Yeah, and she kind of smiles at that and adjusts her glasses. For her pizza delivery.
Pizza delivery service?
Oh, no. We cut back outside. The manhole to the sewer opens as a dwarf with a pizza box comes out.
I was expecting a turtle.
Dagger's Pizza Delivery Service, the greatest pizza delivery in all the land.
God.
Now servicing troll-infested sewers.
Interdimensional rifts, sewers.
Would anybody be surprised?
No,
Maybe
not at all.
this universe is where the spoon ends up. Maybe the spoon accidentally knocked Shiva out of whatever orbit it was in originally and pushed it towards the Earth.
Okay, no, stop it. Stop that.
I like that idea.
Butterfly effect. One tiny little tap, 350 million light years away, 750 million years ago, and it hits us.
This idea might make that canon. But yeah, and she nods at that and she's like, when I picked you for Secretary of Defense, most people said I shouldn't have a standing general. I'm glad that they were wrong. He nods and adjusts his own glasses, one of the lenses being replaced with a flat piece of metal that has like red lips, like a kiss mark on it. She adjusts it and says, well, ma'am, I am to impress. Can't be as big as me without making an impression.
In the ground.
We're right.
Oh my God, James deflated.
As a big guy, I'm allowed to make that joke.
You
Got
popped,
him.
James.
Oh, that was good. That was perfect. Yeah. We cut away from the White House and we go back to what should be a jailhouse. Just the Calliope. So you guys are doing naughty things. Actually, we're going to start with something with Frank. And something that you guys have noticed is you guys are just outside of DC. You're about as close as you can get with something the size of the Calliope before the cops come out and say, "Hey, go away. You're ruining our roads, you fat fuck.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Get your aircraft carrier off my highway."
God.
What? You mean I can't drive it on an elevated highway? Fuck you,
I
then.
hate I can't drive 65 here.
Oh, this thing can barely hit 40.
Oh, yeah.
40 miles an hour in a fucking aircraft carrier, though?
That's
Pretty
fast.
fast. But that's like
It's-
flag speed on ground.
Well, think about it. I
Mhm.
mean, for a ship to go 40, I mean, that's like 37 knots, some shit like that. That's like
Zoom.
zoom zoom, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to
So
the future where we have fucking nuclear reactors that can power big ass engines.
fair.
Mhm.
Fusion reactors, not even fission reactors. The cooler ones.
Mhm.
The more dangerous ones.
A little hot.
And that's why they're thorium. Thorium doesn't melt down as much as uranium does.
Yeah.
Thorium's just uranium's cooler brother.
So
But
uranium is
anyway.
Loki.
Anyway. It's pretty late at night. You guys have just gotten there, and this is going to be a bit of a skip forward, as it
Sure.
were. But Frank, it's like 9 o'clock at night. What are you doing?
Frank's been in his room.
Yeah.
He leaves briefly every once in a while to get food, so it's not like the shut-in moment where no one has seen Frank. But Frank's been in his room.
No one's talking to you, by the way. Like, the crew are
No.
actively avoiding you.
No, I figured as much.
And that's
why Frank
something
is staying in his room.
something you guys have noticed is the crew is very leery of all of you for some reason and seems to be giving combat team a lot of distance.
I mean,
But,
we've only
yeah.
committed war crimes, so like,
Well, they don't know who all was involved with the last crime.
yeah, that's fair.
It's like a text message.
Okay.
And it's from the captain. And she never does this, by the way.
Yeah.
She basically uses like the Calliope's comms to call you guys.
Yeah.
So it's from her phone. And it says, "Meet me topside, so the flight deck, towards the bow."
Yeah.
And then it just ends. It's a very short message.
Yeah. Frank kind of like readies himself because he knows what's happening. He's gonna put on his jacket, kind of straighten it out. And he's gonna go to the top deck.
Yeah. And the Calliope's still trudging along slowly towards where it's going to settle down for now. More
Mhm.
defensible position. So it's moving maybe 5-10 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Just a slow tread through the countryside. So there's
Mhm.
a bit of a small breeze. And you see the captain standing alone towards the bow of the ship. And I assume you approach her.
I approach and stand about 6 feet back, saying nothing.
And she's just like standing there looking out, letting her hair kind of get gently pushed by the breeze.
Mhm.
And she's like, looks over her shoulder. "Frank, you don't have to be so distant. Not like you haven't been the last few days."
Frank kind of says, "Well, about here suits me fine for right now."
She nods. "Frank, I've heard some interesting rumors going around the crew. You care to enlighten me on this?"
You've seen the footage. You'd be
"I have.
stupid not to."
Methuselah brought it to my attention. Said that one of the combat team had sustained a serious injury. I wasn't sure what had happened. I thought maybe Gawain had gone after Indiana again. Imagine my surprise when I got to review that footage. I've watched it back several times. And she turns at that and looks at him. Just her expression is unreadable. Just this blank stare towards him. And she's in just her, her tank top with the deagles on her side and then the cargo pants. And it's like, anything to say for yourself?
Kind of looks, pauses for a second, and says, "You can make whatever aspersions you want. I'm not going to defend it. You want me out? I'm out."
No. I need to know. I need to know what. Is it cold on that high ground you're on? Whatever it is.
If you knew how low I was right now.
I've seen how low you are, Frank. You're a Yaksha. You're a good Yaksha. That's the only reason I'm not kicking you off this crew right now. But I'm going to be blunt with you. And she walks forward and gets in your space.
Yeah.
The moment I hear that you injure not only my chief medical officer, but you hit anyone else on this ship that did not present an active threat to the crew or the Calliope, she looks off the side. I will personally drag you to this deck, and I will throw you off the side of this ship, land or sea.
Nods.
You're a Yaksha. Act like it. And
Yeah,
she
he just-
turns and is like, I'm keeping you on house arrest until the 4th.
Kind of nods again. Understood.
And until I say otherwise, consider yourself grounded.
Nods again. Goes, again. Understood.
She nods and then she doesn't say anything else. She just makes a waving gesture with her hand.
Yeah. Frank lights up a cigarette and walks off.
On.
Huh?
Sorry. Still isn't punching Frank. I hate you, James. I
She
can't have
doesn't know if
anything
Frank would
nice.
try and punch her back, in which case it would turn into a
No.
full-on brawl.
Daniel wants the captain to use her arm.
Also, just for your sake, Frank would not punch back.
I think
Even if
his
she
punching
laid
days are
like,
over.
huh?
I think his punching days are over.
Yeah, even if she laid a hellacious beat down on him, he'd be like, "Nope, this is what it is."
You could tell she wanted to. There was that glint of violence in her eyes.
Yeah, that's why
But,
Frank put on his good jacket.
She woke up this morning and she did not choose violence.
I'm
It's coming
impressed,
from both
honestly.
me and Sin. Sin. It's coming from both of us. Come on.
Yeah,
Listen, you sexually harassed like an entire ship.
No, he
I think
Yeah.
that earns a
flirted.
punch.
What?
Yeah, but they
was
said,
flirting
haha,
with
no,
one
and then he
person.
was like,
Yep.
so baby, anyway.
God. Yeah,
But, yeah. And I know that there is, someone who does want some more scenes, so Indiana, what's going on in Indiana land?
So this all entirely hinges on the rumors I would have heard.
Oh, they're simple. Some of them say Frank, some of them say the whole combat team beat the shit out of Myrrh.
Wow, that's an accusation.
the whole combat team, eh?
That's a fucking
Well, you know how
accusation.
rumors get fucking wild.
That's rude.
So first things first. Actually, okay. So, yeah, we're probably going to start with the scene I have planned for Frank. But after hearing about this, she's going to go to Myrrh.
Yeah, and Myrrh's in his room because it's late enough that he's not on duty in the in sick bay.
Yeah, just
You knock on his door,
Yeah.
opens up. Oh yeah, he's got like the bandage across the bridge of his nose after he set it back in place. He's got one eye that's completely swollen shut
Jesus.
and a split that runs about half of his lower lip.
Yeah, no, she probably does take a step back, is just holy shit. And man, what happened?
He looks a little tired, and you see, in an almost perfect impression of the captain, motions to his face and he goes, "What? Is it noticeable?"
Mer, you don't have to do this with me. I want to help. Can we talk?
We can talk here.
There are a lot of rumors flying around. Are any of them true?
He's very quiet for a moment. He's like, yeah, they're true. If you don't believe me, ask Methuselah.
Why wouldn't I believe you? The only reason I'm asking is because I didn't hear them from you. She seems a little shocked, frankly, that that insinuation was even thrown out there. She's never disbelieved him with anything.
He shakes his head and kind of rubs at his good eye. And he's like, "I'm sorry, I haven't slept good in like 3 days now."
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm sorry. It's hard to lose trust. I'm not going to make any aspersions that I know how you're feeling. I just want you to know that I'm here. I'm always willing to listen. And I'm not going to make any judgments.
He nods at that, then kind of has this weary, tired chuckle, and he's like, I think I should have expected this.
Expected what?
You know Frank's past, don't you? At least what he's told everybody.
I know what I've been told.
That he was a purifier.
Yes.
He stares long at hard in Indiana and goes, "How do you think we met?"
He's never mentioned.
I'm just not surprised. Killed my parents.
What?
Yeah, with the ogre. I thought he was going to kill me, too. Someone else walked up next to him, some buddy of his, and Frank snapped, turned the ogre over towards him, domed him with the hole, shoved that flamethrower straight through the cockpit, pulled the trigger. Next thing I know, I'm scooped up by this big yellow mech, and we're running. And we were running for over 10 years.
10 years.
Up and down the whole of this continent.
You're not sure what to make of Indiana. I mean, probably she's standing stock still, except for probably just a little tremble in her right hand. And Does anyone else know?
I talked to Gawain, since he was also in the med bay when I was patching myself up.
I see. Mer, what can I do for you?
He sighs after a long time. He's like, I don't know. On the one hand, Frank took care of me that whole time. I'd be dead 1,000 times over if it weren't for him. But after what happened a couple days ago, I just don't know how to feel anymore. I haven't been in the same room as him since. I don't want to be.
Did he say anything to you, or did this just happen?
Took me to the sparring room, said he was going to make a Yaksha out of me and show him what it meant to be a Yaksha.
There's a painful look on Indiana's face. Is that all?
Pretty much. Needed to make sure that I was willing to kill, protect any of you, regardless who, and know that if you guys had to cut and run, and I was the furthest back, you'd cut and run.
Murr is not a very huggy person, is he?
You notice, I mean, you've noticed since how you know him, he's very much not touchy-feely,
Yep.
and you assume that's because he's like, don't touch me, I could give you space cancer.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think it's appropriate to give somebody a hug if you've already got the space cancer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, he can't give it to you.
So just give him a hug.
And there's that
Wow.
moment where like he tenses up and like his takes a breath like he's about to say something before he's like, you know what? Yeah, you can't get the space cancer from me. You've already got it. And he just kind of slumps in your arms like he's very tired, like this is effort holding up his own weight.
I'm sorry.
Nothing you did, Indiana.
You know, I hope not. But I can't help but feel like there's something I did.
Kind of chuckles at that, like steps back from the hug. And this is probably the first time you notice he's not wearing his usual outfit with his hoodie and his jacket.
Sure.
He's basically wearing combat fatigues with a stripped ghillie vest over it without any of the actual ghillie material.
Right. She probably looks him up and down with fresh eyes and says, again, you need anything, you let me know. Whether that's just someone to listen or a training partner, whatever you feel.